Coach?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. You just give your assessment of Jamal Williams in his first game. What you feel about him?
Hey, man, what a warrior. He's out there fighting, every yard, every inch he's fighting for. He's out there chipping, blocking. He's giving himself to his teammates. And that's what we ask for our guys to do. Give all of yourself to your teammates, and that's what he did.
Both of your running backs were on the injury report yesterday, including Dre with running. How big of a concern is that?
No concern.
Just resting, taking care of
Sorry.
them. Is it just rest, taking care of them before Green Bay?
No concern.
Dan said he was afraid that the last week's performance against New Orleans, Green Bay's offense, and maybe the Hornets' nest was started because of how bad they played. But defensively, I think they gave up 171 rushing yards, allowed 4.4 yards per carry too. So how much do you think you're going to get a better effort from them defensively as well, especially against the run?
Oh, yeah, you expect that. They're a good team. They're a good team. And you expect for them to come out, coming back home, after, of course, being embarrassed a little bit, coming back home and just going all out. So, we got to get out there. We know that. We know the team that we're facing. We know the personnel that we're facing. So we're excited about the challenge.
Just one other thing on Swift. Since he was dealing with the groin all summer, how much will you have to manage his reps all season? Is that something that you have to? I know he's full practice all last week.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have to manage his reps. Of course, you know about the groin already because you spoke of it, and he's done a great job dealing with it. Our training staff has done a great job getting him prepped and ready to play. So I don't think we're going to have to manage him.
You said last week, you're not going to watch reps in game. It's just not in your character. But coming out of the game, Swift doubled up Jamal, and I think a lot of that was obviously situational, how the game went going into the second half. Yeah. Did you like the balance that those guys had when you look back at it through the first half and how you guys utilized them?
I did because, they're in it for the long haul, and we got to make sure we get a good balance, right? A good balance with both of those guys. But also there's certain things we want to do when Jamal's in the game. There's certain things we want to do when Swift's in the game. So got behind. So therefore things change. You might, you're trying to catch up, you're trying to score points. So you're kind of picking up things, you're picking up the tempo a little bit, and you're going a little bit faster with a different package in the game. But hopefully these rest of these games, we can kind of keep that package together and go with the thunder lightning, combo, and just hopefully those guys will go out there and perform.
So you mentioned that one guy can do something a little bit different, the other guy can do something a little bit different, but I think there's also a pretty big overlap in their skill set. Maybe DeAndre's a little shiftier in the pass game, and Jamal maybe a little bit more thunder between tackles, but they obviously both can do that.
Yeah.
Other things. So how much does things really change when one guy's in, the other guy's out?
Well, just go back and look at Jamal receptions. He was able to catch the ball no matter if he was dragging across the middle or if it was a check down. But the most important part of that was him getting north, being able to catch the ball and just knife it. That's what I call it. He's knifing for 4 or 5 yards after contact. So there, it might have been second and long. And all of a sudden, you're back in third and medium to short. So that's his way of being shifty without being shifty per se. So when you look at Swift now, a little more dynamic, right? A little more dynamic, able to do a little more in space. So he's able to catch the ball and knife and then possibly make a guy miss. You're getting the same thing done, but those guys are doing it differently.
I'm curious when you thought of run blocking.
I'm sorry?
I'm curious when you thought of run blocking. Both those guys got a ton of yardage before contact.
Yeah.
What did you think of the way those plays were blocked out?
Those guys came off the ball. Big old line came off the ball, and we talk about reestablishing the line of scrimmage, so that's what we want to do. We want to reestablish the line of scrimmage, and those backs know they got to run through arm tackles and run through contact. So you saw big old line come off the ball, being able to give some space in there, some big holes, and backs were running pretty hard.
How much do you feel like you're part of the defensive game plan this week in terms of just keeping Aaron off the field?
Dynamic player, man. Has been a dynamic player throughout his whole career. So, of course, it sounds good. It sounds, we're going to keep him off the field. It sounds good until he goes out there and dominate the time of possession, So, we talk about it, but we got to do our job as an offense. We can't worry about that. Of course, we would love for that to happen, but if not, we got to still do our job, and that's score.
Totally random, but did you watch him on Jeopardy?
Okay.
I said totally random, but did you watch him on Jeopardy?
I did not. Did you?
No, I didn't.
Well, what was going to be your follow-up questions if I would have said yeah? Now, see, now, hold on now. We talked about coffee last week. I think you and I got to ask. All right.
We thought he had a career in that at some point if we had watched him.
I would have gave you my assessment, and you would have went back and watched it and came back 2 weeks from now and been like, I think you're wrong. That'd have been okay.
I go watch the film.
Right.